Hello everyone and welcome here to a video that I didn't expect to record today, but after some discussions on social medias and everything, I thought that it was a better idea actually to speak about this in a way that actually explain all the issues in a more detailed way than, you know, wall of text on Twitter. Also because I noticed that many times people read maybe the first tweet and then ignore all the other ones you write. So you know the best thing that I can do is explaining everything in a video, and hopefully people are going to understand everything, are going to learn everything about the whole situation. So what happened? Basically yesterday yesterday by daylight released the new chapter, All Things Wicked, and they introduced two interesting characters. The first one is Sable Ward. There is a lot of speaking about Sable. We already touched that topic in a previous video. People who saw possible queer representation, possible trans representation, but at the moment, this is just, you know, speaking between fans, and it feels even off sometimes. So I'm not going to speak about Sable right now. At the moment, we don't know. The only thing I'm gonna say about Sable is going to be why she had to be maybe something different if she's not trans, if the killer is what we actually had. Because the killer we had actually is, I'm gonna be honest with you, a really nice concept. I love the new killer. I want to level them up. I want to take them to P100. I want to play more as them. The whole concept is fitting horror game really well. It's kinda unsettling, and also the power is actually fun to play as, and the whole characterization of the character actually works really well. I'm actually really happy with the design of the killer. But there are some problematics that I always spoken about, I always shown, and that were completely ignored during these years. I always spoke, for people who follow me, of how Dead by Daylight needed, before anything else, positive trans representation. You can have queer representation in the killers, of course. The Susie lesbian representation is amazing. But for gender identity, we had to start with positive trans representation, and then maybe the unknown would have a different weight in the community. What's the thing about the unknown? The thing about the unknown, there are many things that are actually cool. The unknown is a genderless creature, and you can customize them in a way that basically mixes a kinda masculine face or feminine face to a masculine body or feminine body, you know? This is actually a nice thing. I like the idea behind this character. I'm the first one who was curious to see if this was going to happen. I repeat, at the core is not a problem. The problem is the cultural context and the cultural status of the community the moment you are releasing this character. First of all, because in horror movies, let's speak about movies because movies have a longer story than horror games. The trans representation wasn't always positive. We had a ton of bad examples of characters like Buffalo Bill, in The Silence of the Lamb, Baba in the fourth movie of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Like, mainly it's about people who take the women body as a costume, you know? And it's kind of similar to what happens to the Unknown. Like, it's kind of true that basically the Unknown takes the body of whoever as a costume, you know? But like, right now, like, having something that is different about the gender representation, being something exclusive to a monster with a grotesque face, like, of course, leads to some kind of harassment, similar to what we saw with the face of Claudette on Baba at the release of the character till a few years ago. Like, I'm really worried that it's going to be a Baba face 2.0. Like, I already saw some situation on Twitter. Like, you know, ironically, what hurt me the most, like, wasn't the direct attack to me, but a random tweet that I saw to another content creator. I think it was Dwit. Like, a tweet shared about the news of the Unknown having more costumes and the skins that you could mix. Like, someone shared this kind of offensive joke, because, like, you know, like, you feel like all your nightmares, all your most worrying things actually became true. And, like, you didn't need, like, an expert in representation telling you that this could happen. How, like, I don't want to see, like, the Unknown getting changed and stuff like that, because, like, I repeat, like, the concept of this creature itself is actually cool and I like it. Like, I don't want to attack it this in particular. Like, it's not an attack, it's more like that some extra work had to be done in another direction before releasing the Unknown. As I always said, like, always said, like, people were always like, why do you want a survivor more than a killer? Like, a killer can be queer as well. And I was like, yes, of course, but, like, if you make the killer, like, you're going to have a lot of tropes that have been used against the trans community for a long time, especially in bad horror representation. I repeat, like, Buffalo Bill from Silence of the Lamb is the most spoken example of this, but there are many of these that you can find by just looking at the trans horror representation. And, like, this could be avoided in Dead by Daylight. We, as a content creator, always spoke about this. Many trans content creators asked for a trans survivor representation. And, like, right now, we have no news about it. Like, not we don't have a trans character, because, like, we don't even know. I repeat, like, when I speak of Sable, it's because we don't know. Like, people assume that she can not be trans, because, like, there is a normative, like, what's perceived as normal is that people are not trans, so they are going to assume, okay, this character is not. But, like, we don't know. Like, till we don't know who's the voice actress, or more about the from the developers, like, we don't know. People are always like, but only new characters should be considered written as that. But, like, Sable is a new character, and, like, we know little about her. Also, like, there are many things of her lore that are open to more interpretations, and like, her tome is going to be released in the period that is going to be covered by the Pride Month. So, if you put all these elements, like, there's nothing that actually excludes that Sable can be trans as well. But at the moment, we don't know. Like, we have only the Unknown. And even more, like, we know who's voice acting the Unknown. Yesterday, it was shared by Dwit. it's very interesting because like I didn't see both the Monster Factory and Dead by Daylight actually say this, but like our Lowly Duet once again was on point, and like they shared how the unknown was voiced by Zoey Alexandria, who's a trans voice actress. And like she did an amazing job. Like this is also what makes me fuming even more. Like she did amazing because like voicing a complex character like this and like giving a double voice, like it's not easy at all. Like she should be praised for this. And like I would love to have a chat with her, like and, interacting with her. It's like I repeat, like this is so fucking cool. But at the same time, like it's really saddening me how this is used against us. Like we, like this just started, and like this could be avoided by having positive representation before that is happening. You wouldn't stop maybe some assholes are doing what they are doing. Like that's not the thing. The thing is like at the moment we don't have something to see ourselves in. Even if like I personally feel empowered by a so cool professionist doing an amazing job at doing this. Like in an ideal world, like this would be like only a thing of joy. But at the same time, like we don't have a positive representation we can look at when turning on this game. So what happens? Like you look at the game and like I can play the unknown. I can enjoy the unknown. I can be happy that an amazing professionist who represents us actually worked on this creature and gave them a really nice voice acting. Then remember that if you turn on a social media or like the hanging chat, like people can make a joke about you using the trans flag on this character, or like they know who you are and like they are going to harass you because of that. Or maybe they click on your profile and they are write or change the character in an unsettling way, like they used to do with the Baba face. Like, and all of this kind of ruins our experience with this. Like, I don't want this happening. I want this being celebrated instead. And like, this could be easily avoidable if we had, or at the same moment, positive representation. Like, that would be amazing because, like, basically imagine a whole chapter with both sides being so queer and trans inclusive. Like, that would be boom. Like a behavior will be praised by me forever. But at the moment, like there is too much silence, and like I want this changing because like I don't think that this silence is going to help anymore. Like I think that something has to be shared, something has to be said, and like this cannot keep going anymore. Like, especially now, especially with what's going on, especially after that they released character was because of the characterization introducing some gender-based topics, but for a possible like for a creature that we cannot consider representation, you know. Like, this is not a representation. This is something really cool. Like, the only representation here is an amazing professionist who worked behind this. But, like, the character itself is not representation. Like, I don't feel represented by a monster who suck their victims inside them to become like them. And, like, that's not representation. Like, ironically, like, still, the story of Jane and the story of Sable herself are, like, more inspiring for a queer person than, of course, a murderer with anger and who sucks the victims inside them. I also want to thank everyone who basically supported me, but like even if like, of course, like a bad joke can be offensive, like I repeat, like my main problem is not the joke to me. My main problem is how these risk to be problematic and like how things that we have spoken about for years basically were completely ignored, or like we are not having the good representation at the same time of this happening. Like we always spoke about this, we didn't have any feedback about this, and like this is saddening me. Okay, like I really hope that we can change things this month, and like I think it's a moment where we have to be even more vocal than before. Like we need a positive representation at this point. We need an answer. We need answers, because like everything that can be used against us is used against us by part of the community, and I would like instead that this actually change. Okay. Thank you for watching this video. I know that this is not what you expected, but like I had to share like the whole problematic behind what's going on right now, and why it was really important that we had. I repeat, like people look at the things only for what they will look at the things. Like I don't want Sable to be trans if she's not meant to. Like we needed some positive representation and at least some news before that this cool concept of the non was shared, because like right now the trans community only has yes, something cool, yes, an amazing professionist to look at, but also has to deal with something that can be used as a tool of harassment, and no representation, no statement from the developers in support of us, and like we need something at this point. Like we cannot go around the problem all the time. Like we have to reach the core of the problem at a certain point, and I think that this is the moment where we do it. Thank you so much. I'll see you really soon on stream. Like you know, stream is live on Twitch, and hopefully we are going to get more positive news really soon. Love you.